roughly welded together door frame, and these Polaris got some amount of angles and compound joints that you got to make. I tried first yesterday to bend it all out of one piece, and it didn't go real well. Oh, yow. That's way more serious than I was anticipating. Okay, I'm finally getting ready to do a trial door out of aluminum and Lexan glass. So I made a template of either my driver's side or my passenger side. They're just reversed the pattern of the cardboard, and it fits really tight the way I got it. So with the diameters I'm going to have to do to make the door fit within the door channels inside the roll cage, I'm probably going to have to cut this down probably 1/4 inch. But I'll try to use the saw blade, I guess, the most to accomplish that. So, and the idea is I got a 3/4 inch piece of plywood, and I'm going to cut it out and use it as a butt. And I'll bend my aluminum flat bar all around the outer perimeter, and that'll give me my door frame. But I also am toying with the idea of using my wood router and do a notch down the aluminum flat bar so I can bend it in length to an angle iron. And all that relief cut will do with the rotor is allow me to put it through my press brake a little bit at a time to bend it. measured from the blade to the edge of the guide, and it's 1.5 inches for my jigsaw blade. So I'm going to go for my line here and move this caliper out to 1.5 inches to clamp this bar down. Okay, I got the plywood template out, so it kind of fits in there pretty snug. But it doesn't take into account for the bend in this area. But I'll do that after I got the form bent up. But what I'm gonna have to do, I think, is take a 1/4 inch all the way around, because it's pretty snug in some spots. And that'll give me some room for that for the aluminum flat bar I'm going to bend around it. And I'm also going to have to mark the locations of this for the windshield brackets, because I'm going to end up probably bending a piece or welding a piece on an angle or a channel so it can fit in there. I'm going to regroup here, and I drilled a bunch of holes where I can put my clamps in from multiple angles all the way around. I still got my measurements that I need, and I'm going to try to bend it now flat, since the angle iron idea is not going to work. Then after that, I'll bend it in on the top with some relief cuts, then re-weld it to get the upper window section angled to the right proportion. I did some work since my last video. I trimmed down the buck with a planer. Then I measured all the key points for measurements. So the total circumference of the buck comes to 168.5 inches from start to finish. So I'm going to give myself a little extra room and cut a 170-inch piece of this aluminum flat bar that's 2 inches wide. because there's a few complicated turns that are and bends that are going to probably take a little extra material. And my plan is to rip right down the center of this. I got to set up a jig, but I'm going to use this V point in my planer, just take a little chunk at a time out with the wooden blade. Hopefully the aluminum's soft enough that I'm not going to damage the rotor bit or have it explode in my face. But if I do get a groove cut right down the center, I can put it through the press brake over here. I'm going to take this lower die off and maybe put a piece of angle iron in there, a short piece of angle iron, and that'll allow me to use this die to bend it into an angle. That's what I'm hoping for anyways. We'll figure it out in an hour or so, but that's the plan. Fits pretty snug still, but it should be enough of a gap that I can fit this not quite 1/4 inch flat bar in around the bucket, and that should be just perfect for the door frame. Like I was saying, there's the piece that from yesterday that I was trying to do out of one full 12-foot length to bend the whole door frame. And just by notching it and bending it and notching and bending it, by the time I got to the 5th bend, even with a digital readout for all these different angles, I was so far out of whack on these angles in the digital readout that it was way out. So I just cut it to pieces, salvaged what I could out of it, and started doing paper templates to make the joints. Now they're all tacked together, and I'm just going to finish welding this passenger side up and call her a day and think about what I'm going to do for the sheet metal. Because I got this big sheet of Lexan glass. I like to do lower panels of this Lexan glass. The lower panels mixed with the sheet metal and rivet it to the Lexan glass so you can see nice and low down when you're going over rocks and stuff. Then, like I said earlier, I'm gonna either do a bunch of vertical channels inside the door that I can slide a window up and down into the lower panel, or I'm gonna do a tri-slide. I haven't quite figured that out, and I got the plan is once the tube's welded up, I am going to do angle iron made out of sheet metal, so I got something to rivet the Lexan glass to. Might bolt it, I haven't totally thought it through all together.